Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day, as they say. As everybody do, welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is going to be a quick one, and I want to touch on, some of the issues that we're having in Nigeria, like we've always talked about. The citizens are also a part of the problem. Okay, the citizens are also, so some Nigerian bloggers are also guilty of the decay, of the decay that's currently going on in Nigeria. I'm going to share a video, and then we're going to talk about it. What is this? Let's see.
There's a guy called Egungun. In fact, Egungun, listen to me. Your contents are not supposed to be for Instagram. Your contents are supposed to be for OnlyFans. I think you should go create an account there. Because if we have to go after the blogs, we might as well go after the people complimenting the blogs. And you are part of them. You are part of the problem we have in Nigerian social media. You are part of the people who are now promoting rubbish. You have 1.9 million perverts following your page. Do you know what you do? In case you don't know, what you do is you contaminate the minds of young people, young boys. You reduce the way women are meant to be seen. You diminish the art of being a woman. That's what you do. Because why on earth do you have, like, what do you do? It took me time to actually imagine what you actually do as a content creator. When you see people, what do you do? This person can say I'm a skit maker. You, what do you do? I'm into medical stuff. I teach people stuff about their health. You, what do you do? Maybe I'm a carpenter or I'm an interior designer. You, what? If they ask you as a Google, as a content creator, what do you do? What's the word? You guys should tell me because I don't know. You have people following you like 1.9 million. What do they see? Because you don't understand what you do, you don't understand how you influence people. There are so many young people going through your page. In fact, there are so many kids that when their parents go into the bathroom, they go to take their parents' phone and they start flipping through reels, and boom, algorithm. You don't have to be following somebody now for videos to be suggested to you. You just need that 1.9 million perverts to see that your content, and then Instagram will be like, oh wow, there's a very lovely piece of content somewhere. Let's suggest it to more people. And that child, that boy will just go pium, and it's egungun, big nyash, big breasts. And you are telling them to spin around. You've turned our girls to ceiling fan. Clap, make it clap. You think they're in the church. That's what you do now. You don't understand how many young boys that are in their dormitories, in their hostels in school. They are meant to be sleeping at night, but they will carry their iPhone 14s and 15s. They have data, they can afford it. And they are flipping through Egungu videos. And then they'll go and ejaculate and sleep. Before you know, they start imagining the next woman they want to catch with big ass that they want to have sex with. And before you know, they start thinking about rape. That's how we produce rapists in the society, powered by Egungun type of contents. But you don't know why. Because so many people are celebrating you. Celebrities are celebrating. Celebrities are even dashing you money. You are buying expensive cars, buying a house. From what? God will expose you guys one day. Wallahi, let me tell you. You guys have scattered our social media with rubbish type of contents. Look at young women now. Young women will see the kind of women that you celebrate. And they think an average beautiful woman does not think she's pretty anymore. Why? Because they feel like my body is not the type of body that Egungun celebrates. So they have to take their life savings to Turkey to go and enhance their look, to go and get more bigger asses, because this is not the accepted type of body. Why? Because normal women don't seem to be getting the online presence that they deserve because of people like Egungun. And this is now what is seen as normal because there are other celebrities who also empower Egungun. Perverts everywhere. It's happening already. Look at PDD. Who would ever think where he would be now? Nobody. Now, small. The Spanish man says poco a poco. You've messed up social media. If they ask you now as a content creator, what do? You are going to say I'm an interviewer. How much does this one cost? Oh yeah, spin. Oh yeah, now. Hey! Oh my God, you guys are finished, man. You will be exposed. You guys are part of the problem. There are so many things you can channel that energy into that would help people more positively. But your brains is, I don't even know if I should blame you, or I should even blame the 1.9 million perverts that are interested in those kind of contents. Go to OnlyFans, that's where you deserve. Stop messing up the minds of young people. I'm sure if you give birth to a child now, you will blow. If they're on social media, you break yourself from their own piece of devices. But you don't care about others. Why? Because of the hunger for money. Everybody just wants money from social media. I don't know if I should blame you, or I should blame the government, or I should blame I don't know which one to blame. Any piece of content now is content. There's one called Gigi. That one, what are they celebrated for? Fake life. I carry G-Wagon, or that one come sell and give me whatever. This is what people are. This is literally news. This is literally stories that people are buying into, and they're celebrated. Oh man, I miss back in the days, man, when we did proper content. But it is well.
So you guys have heard it, right? I've had that question in my mind for a long time. Anytime I come across um, that Egungu's content and some other people, I can't remember their names, I ask myself, what type of content is this guy pushing? Eh? It is bad enough that we're trying to pull Nigerians out of the mess that they're in. Eh? Then to have to also tackle the people that have millions, because those are the type of people that a lot of Nigerians, young Nigerians, will follow. Eh? It's getting crazy. And then even the parents don't even pay attention to what some of their children are looking at. Some of the adults, most of the adults are also complicit. Everybody's just folding their hands and watching as the decay continues. Please tell me if you know really and truly, honestly, what Egungun, that blogger called, if you know what the guy does, if his content makes any sense, if it makes any scientific sense, any literary sense, any social sense, please let me know in the comment section, because we are not trying to pull Nigerians to wake them up, jog their memory, jog them to waken to the realities. Eh? But we have bloggers like this. What is the meaning of you go and you are talking to a random girl, you have all this random girl you're talking to, you tell them turn around, and everybody thinks that that is funny, that is content. Where do we draw the line? If you go to other people's apps, what they display, go to the Chinese apps. All they're teaching you, you're going to come out learning more than you actually knew in your entire life of going to university. You go to a Chinese app, they're teaching you how to make things, how to fix things, how to cook, how to. Children, they even make food. They teach you, you'll see. I saw one small boy, came back from school, took off his clothes, made his food. That boy will not pass 5 years old. Eh? Now only Nigeria, you go see a grown ass man, eh, that should be doing something valuable and impacting the society. Look at the mess Nigeria is in. If everybody comes together, puts their hand together, and start to call out the craziness in Nigeria, we will get somewhere. But no. Instead, we are surrounded, we are bombarded by useless content, waiting on concern other people. If we're going to come for if we're going to talk about the politicians, we're going to talk about T-Pain, talk about all the people that are stealing Nigeria dry, we should come at the citizens themselves, the content creators that are not doing what they need to do for the society. What's the point of having a platform and you cannot push for change in your country? What is the meanwhile? You are literally being led as sheep to slaughter. You are not educating your people. You are not telling them anything. That guy's content shouldn't even be on everybody's for you page. It shouldn't be coming down. He should go to the site where they do those kinds of things. Not on the general side where you have children, Nigerian children especially, that are exposed to all this content. You are messing up the minds of young people. And then when they start to commit crimes with it, the society, everybody will raise up hand and be shouting, oh, how can a young man, how can a young woman? You are turning the women into objects. I also blame the women that make themselves available and the followers themselves. Not be human beings they follow am. I hear he has over 1 million followers. Not be human beings they follow am. Parents go there among those ones too. Eh? As we dey cry make Nigeria better, the ones wey wan spoil am na im plenty pass. They even want it to remain like that so that they can be continue to make money from the decadence of it all. Abeg, let me know your thoughts in the comment section o. If anybody comes for me, I come for you. Energy for energy, aura for aura. I no send anybody, papa. Na how that country go take better, na everybody suppose to dey think. Eh? Na everybody suppose to think. In other matters, make I read something for una. People dey plan dey plan the whole community demise. Nobody pays attention to it. Everybody just dey roll over, dey take am. As we dey talk now, they just unalive people again for Zamfara. Is anybody saying anything about that? No. There's something, see, on Twitter, there's something I found, and I've spoken about this before. I think it was a couple of days ago. I said there must be something in the food that they are feeding people. There must be something in the food. Eh? I said it. I said there must be something in the food that they are feeding people. Make I share something with you. Now let me bring it up here actually, so that you guys can see it as I'm reading it. Okay? This has to do with the NGO stuff. All right. Okay, let's start from here. We go read that together. This is going to be a short one, you guys know. The human calling, which some scholars like James Lovelock 2007 deceivingly attribute to what they call Gaia, is traceable to Thomas Malthus. Please bear with the reading. No, I know some of this stuff will be boring, but please pay attention to it. It literally means unalive or live. In which he argues that there are checks and balances to population growth emerging from difficulties of subsistence. Sorry for my pronunciation there, including struggle for resources, disease, and starvation. However, these checks are far from being natural since there is evidence that toxic substances are made and intentionally put in dietary products for the impoverished in the world to eat and die away. Make I read them again. Thomas Malthus's 1798 work, okay? It says, see Kopnina et al. 2016, 133, in which he argues that there are checks and balances to population growth emerging from difficulties of subsistence, including struggle for resources, disease, and starvation. However, these checks are far from being natural since there is evidence that toxic substances are made and intentionally put in dietary products for the impoverished in the world to eat and die away. Substances which cause insanity, widespread infertility, organ damage, and loss of ability to engage in rational, conscious thinking are doused into the food for the impoverished to eat. This source is from Natural News, February 2014. It is noted about a chemical used on food crops Atrazine is widely documented as a powerful chemical castrator. Atrazine is widely documented as a powerful chemical castrator that transforms males into hermaphrodites, the animal kingdom version of metrosexual. It is undoubtedly one of the chemicals currently responsible for the mass feminization of men in modern society. Atrazine reduced the size of the larynx. We also observe very low levels of testosterone among adult males. Some of them were hermaphrodites, which means they had both ovaries and testes. In certain cases, the males became homosexuals and coupled with other males, adopting a feminized behavior. Sometimes they had eggs in their testes instead of sperm. This source is from Natural News, January 16, 2017. Although the United Nations and other Western states would present homosexuality as natural and therefore as a human right presented as overriding rights to have conventional families that children are now being taught about in schools worldwide. Source: New America, April 4, 2017. The above evidence shows that homosexuality is in fact manufactured in the food science laboratories of a transnational biotechnology and GMO producing corporations. In this vein, it is noted that a handful of global elites within the global secret society that controls guns, oil, food, pharmaceuticals, media, etc., who intend to reduce world population from 7 billion to 500 million, use chemicals to induce homosexuality. It is noted in the India Times, July 2, 2016, that this powerhouse, formed by 13 families, is known to be controlling particularly everything around the globe, from political parties around the world, courthouses, educational institutions, natural resources, foreign policies, food, national economies, media houses, even terrorist organizations. They are the ones who decide where the next terror attack is going to happen. They decide when the markets will fall. They decide when a new government needs to take over. They decide what happens at the UN. They decide practically everything. Because the secret society controls everything, they use biotechnological science to produce chemicals inducing homosexuality and sterility. And then they use the institutions such as the United Nations, which they fund and control, to normalize the homosexuality, which they would have induced as a means of population control. The chemicals, including those that reverse sexes and feminize males, result in males having shortened penises and having low testosterone levels. Source is Strakosha 2017, Hood 2005, Ehen 2010, are used to target the third world. Thus, the BBC News, October 28, 2011, states that from the 1960s, the World Bank, the UN, and a host of independent American philanthropic foundations, such as the Ford and Rockefeller Foundations, began to focus on what they saw as the problem of burgeoning third world numbers. While African countries such as Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia are resisting pressure from the United Nations to legalize homosexuality, News 24, that's the source, February 7, 2017, Van Klinken, 2013, the United Nations, of which organs and programs are funded by the transnational biotechnology, GM, food producing corporations that are engineering homosexuality has piled pressure on the African states to legalize homosexuality. In Zambia, for instance, the Secretary General of the United Nations has recently put pressure on the states to legalize homosexuality. However, noting resistance by Zambians, Van Klinken, 2013, notes that a particular Christian discourse in a debate in which the international pressure to recognize gay rights is considered a sign of the end times, and Ban Ki-moon, the United Nations, and other international organizations are associated with the Antichrist and the devil. Although the Zambians and other Africans have resisted legalization of homosexuality, right? Farley, 2011, notes that the food that is distributed and donated to the world's impoverished is laced with chemicals that suppress the brain and intellect because it is considered difficult to control a population that is mentally sharp and awake. If during the enslavement era, Africans who remained on the beach and saw the ships drive off with the enslaved started crying and shouting, running up and down the beach, waving their arms and shouting like they were mad. Today, Africans who remain on their cultural, institutional, family, marriage, and social firmament cry and shout, wave their hands, move up and down the beaches in desperation as some of their folks are driven off in the global spaceship beyond their cultural, family, marital, social, religious, political, and economic shores. Similarly, today, Africans who remain on their firmament run up and down the beaches crying and shouting as their folks are being consumed by the New World Order agenda and practices that include human culling and massive global depopulation, while some Africans and other people in the global south continue to produce and consume organic food. They run up and down the beaches crying and shouting for their folks who have been fooled into giving up everything traditional and organic in favor of the global spaceship that is producing toxic, genetically modified, and non organic food and lifestyles in general. Having been fooled into leaving the African cultural shores of traditional medicine, some Africans are emergent victims of toxic, genetically modified drugs, as well as victims of experiments by contemporary global pharmaceutical corporations. Besides having been fooled into leaving the African marriage and African shores, some Africans are now being consumed in the global spaceship's pornographic, dildonic, and prostitution industries. Not be me talk am, na book na dey reference am from, right? This is from Twitter handle P-Sheds, okay? He's been debunking most of this GMO stuff, right? And he encouraged everyone to read this book. He said, even if you skip the first and second thoughts, don't miss the third screenshot, but try to read everything. For reference, this book was written in 2017. Okay, let me see some of the comments. Hmm. Yeah. Although, yep. Oh, it was always the intention was always to unalive, unalive, eh? Unalive. Yeah. The man who saw seconds. No, this is different. This is an ad. Sorry, guys. This is the title of the book: GMOs, Consumerism, and the Global Politics of Biotechnology. Okay, this was written by Muniaradzi Mawere and Atwell Ihemachena. Okay, that's the book right there. Let me blow it up for you guys in case you want to buy to go and read it. This is the name of the book. All right, so I hope that nobody can pretend now not to see. For those of you that will catch this live on the replay. I hope you guys open your eyes and see that na real fight we dey fight. Instead of bloggers to be pursuing something that will transform Nigeria and help us even do the work, instead they will be coming to show you people naked girls. They want to mess your mind up. Food, they are sending you cheap food. Oh, they are going to send cheap food all over the world to save the hungry populace of the world. They are injecting it, they are putting chemicals into it to change your natural. When some people go talk like this, they go say, oh, I'm not here, I'm not against anybody's way of life. Oh, I'm not come here, come preach to anybody. That's not what I came here to do. Okay? The more we open our eye, the more we understand what dey happen, the more we know where our battle dey come from. We know how to fight am. If una wan hear, make una hear. If una no wan hear, oh, I don do my own. Michael, my brother, good morning. Oh, good morning, sir. When they say they want to reduce populations, Africans are their first target. I'm telling you, Africans think everything is a joke. I said, hey, man, can you imagine? The COVID-19 pandemic was a test case. They are coming back bigger and stronger, I'm telling you. And they have positioned their people in the same African country to be taking notes and checking things to know how they will go bigger. No, instead, you have the likes of Egungun and all those other useless bloggers. All they do is just dull the brains of people. Instead of people to come together and call these MFs out, everybody will be dancing to their tune. I hear the guy has over 1 million followers. For what? This is how decadent people have become. This is why you're seeing a lot of essaying of people, men and women, because of content like this, that everybody should be calling out and shutting down those types of pages. Because they are dulling your mind. They are leading you as sheep to slaughter. I beg you. I'm telling you, that one even makes it worse. Due to our adopted religious practices, we fail to realize how those who have always hated us continue to plan for our demise. I don't understand, my brother. We're living in the midst of enemies, surrounded within, without. Well, I will leave it here. I beg. I will leave it here so you can marinate. For those of you that will catch it, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you very much, Michael. I may come back later on today, depending. It depends. Otherwise, I will send this to you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If this is the type of content you like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.